Hello and welcome, esports fans, to the first week of the EGFC Power 5 Invitational. We'll be playing out 4 prelimination weeks where the Power 5 compete against each other to earn their seeding at the EGFC Power 5 Invitational, which is a live event. It'll be streamed on January 18th and 19th at the OS Studios in New York City, leading on up to the start of the EGFC Season 1s. These games will be played out in a best-of-5 format over this course of 4 non-consecutive weeks. We're going to be taking a couple breaks here, ladies and gentlemen. So if you don't want to miss any of this action, make sure to follow us over EGF on both of those. I'm FBI Tugboat. Joined with me today is man Navik.
Hi, yeah, I am Navik, and today we're going to be starting off with matches between Georgetown University playing against the University of Illinois. We have Ole Miss playing against Florida State University, and finally closing the show, we have Washington State playing against LSU. I'm really looking forward to the games today, Tug. I'm excited to see what the Power 5 bring to the table as we get into these games, and I am, as always, very excited to be casting with you.
Yes, Power 5, and right back at you, man. I always love melting mics with you there, Navik. It's been a little while, man. I've been out and about and doing other stuff, but you and I have not gotten the pleasure of casting a game in probably, 2 weeks? Feels like forever.
Yeah, I mean, 2 weeks is a long time when you've not been casting, but we are jumping into this first game, so why don't you lead us off, Tug?
Absolutely. 50-50, as even as it gets. Now, I hope that's indicative of this next, rest of the match, right? That was as even as it gets right there. Nice even split. Only 10 seconds on. No real definitive advantage quite so far, but the pressure has been on Georgetown so far.
Yeah, looking good at the moment. A bit of a back and forth. We are seeing Tie Scraper. Oh, putting some good pressure. Good center up there, Ghost. Oh, good center up there,
wow.
Tug. And we're going to see the first goal coming out from Ghost.
Wow, yeah. Ghost coming back from the dead to nail that one in. That was Tire Scraper. 791 up all day long. Getting right there, just barely tipping it. I believe that was over E-Wall there. Not proving his name, unfortunately.
Yeah,
we'll run through these players here at Georgetown U, made up of Zion, Kuko 2, hereby referred to as Kuko, and E-Wall 03, hereby referred to as E-Wall.
Oh. Good attempt. There's a lot of pressure being applied by Illinois at the moment on to Georgetown, and they really need to find that breakout, Tug.
Nice aerials here. I like the charge being drawn here. Zion, Georgetown, very aggressive with it so far, but just like that, ball changing possession and going over here. What a nice bounce pass. Basically, not bounce pass, bounce shot, really. Ghost there, getting it over the top and just barely tipping it where it needs to.
Yeah, I really liked this shot from Ghost, right? He set himself up. I don't actually, it looked like it touched the backboard, but the way he redirected it made it a very difficult shot with that waterfall to actually save the goal. He will attempted it.
A pixel or two on his front right tire, I swear. And now I think we might be seeing a little pause action. These players, okay, just a little pause action. I'm sure that somebody just needs to get in here. Not a big deal at all. I like where these players have been playing so far. Been very aggressive. No clear definitive advantage by either team by any means. So we really don't have too much to go off of quite so far. But defensive players, what E-Wall has been back there so far? 2 up now for. Wait. Yeah, University of Illinois is in the orange. Is that correct?
That is 100% correct.
Yeah.
And it looks like we are getting back into the swing of it there. A bit of, I'm not entirely sure. Was there a disconnect? I couldn't actually see.
You gotta love Rocket League, right? I think you made the joke about how this can load it on up there and still hit these aerials and whatnot on next to no hardware. And so maybe that's just indicative of how quickly you can get back in one of these games, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely one of those things. Unfortunately, Rocket League not having a pause function.
Not having a pause function, yeah, right? You can play it on a toaster, but cannot pause it, tell it to your mom, and she's heard that one a million times before, right? You can't pause the online games.
I mean, yeah.
Isn't that a classic meme where she tells you to pause, you're playing the multiplayer game, you can't pause it?
Yeah, 100%. But
there you go.
I believe we're coming back into it. I'm a little bit confused to what's going on at the moment. It looks like there's a lot of back and forth.
Yeah, not 100% sure either. It looks like they're playing. Yeah, okay, yeah. These are 2 teams playing competitively now. University of Illinois, defense so far, now taking this one across. Tire Scraper opting to play corners here as members of Georgetown trying to get set up.
Yeah, Ghost looking to try and get it past Zion and Ewell. Ewell getting a nice clear with Zion assisted by a target. They are trying to work as a team. The first demolition coming out on to Zion by TIE Scraper.
We're getting violent with it already. 2 minutes to go here in Illinois, up 2-0. Said it before, I'll say it again. Advantage of 1 is no advantage at all in Rocket League. Advantage of 2 might as well be the world, life.
Yeah, you're pretty cushiony. You're pretty cushiony at 2 goals, and when you're at 3, you're in a fantastic spot. Really nice setup play here. You see Jelly, the rotation coming up from TIE Scraper. Jelly getting it off the backboard. TIE Scraper to Ghost, and Ghost just gonna touch it into that bottom left corner. Nice and clean. Good teamwork. Good rotations. We love to see it.
Just doing what he does, man. Just doing what he does. Like you said, love to see it. 50-50. No clear advantage. Now, as I say that, excuse me, that's Georgetown with the pressure on. Going right back out after a long ball here. Trying to put it up as Zion, but that's going to be a little bit too high over the top. Trying for some fancy footwork as Wally, but not enough. Now continues it over in the middle. Zion here with a very nice challenge up against that one. Knocks it clean. Now nobody with real clear advantage or possession of this one. Georgetown moving along here, and I mean I say that because you had 3 players on, but a single hit like that will result in no contest. Coco up now top, getting it down bottom, and that's Ghost rolling one on in there, called bowling.
Yeah, goal number 4 for Illinois at the moment. Jelly setting it up. We saw the triple commit for the ball, and that left nobody in the goal. Ghost being able to just knock it in. If there's nobody in the goal, why wouldn't you just roll it in? A bit of a miscommunication from Georgetown. It felt like they all tried to save it when they didn't need to. They could have let it go off that backboard. Is that just going to go straight in? It is.
Wow. Okay. So University of Illinois really coming out swinging here, Navik.
I mean, I feel like I say this every time we have an event, and some of these teams have their debuts, right? But when you get a lead like this, 5 goals with a minute left onto the clock, you're coming out really, really strong because
practically insurmountable.
Goal differential is a thing that factors into this seeding, right? If we have a tied overall score, then goal differential matters. And
yes, so it makes sense for these teams to run up the points, is what you're saying.
Yeah, 100%. They want to be trying to get as many goals as they can, especially when they've got such a huge lead.
Well, here, we'll talk about a little opinion action, right? What do you think, personally? Do you like the just straight stats, you just go off a win-loss record, other things, but do you, or do you prefer going off based on how much these teams won, or by how much these teams won by, excuse me?
I kind of like it when it's just a bit of everything, right? If you have a tied scoreline, so like series line, you go to win-loss ratio, and if that's tied is what like individual round ratio, and if that's tied, you go to goals.
Well, a lot of people do the 1-versus-1 matchup too, right? And frequently, of course, that does come out to a stat line, 1 versus 1, but it's still interesting to go to. It's like, this one particular team that you either won or lost to.
Yeah. But now, 15 minutes left. I think it's safe to say that University of Illinois
15
is...
minutes, man.
Oh, 15 seconds. Oh my goodness. It's pretty
love
safe
to meme the
say.
Navik. I love it.
Yeah,
man.
you do.
The best part of Rocket League cast is getting in there and making fun of Navik, man.
Oh, dude, I feel the love.
I love you, buddy.
But that is going to be game number 1 going towards the University of Illinois with a pretty good 6-goal up lead.
Yeah, very definitive. University of Illinois up 1-0 in this best of 5. Love to make 2 more after this to take the series. Georgetown University looking to just warm up and then get this next round spinning a little bit different.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing that we have seen consistently over all of the invitationals and our high school league, right? Is the first weeks, some of the teams that we've seen perform extremely well in seasons before and things don't always show up 100% because it's nerves, it's maybe they haven't warmed up, maybe they aren't prepared, and now getting into game 2, we should hopefully see Georgetown turning up the heat a little bit.
Put up a little bit more of a fight. I'm with it. 6-0 is a pretty definitive stop. That's the only way you can call that one. Tip action and more coming out by University of Illinois as the pressure does start here. Georgetown University with some fancy footwork up in the air. Kind of knocking this around. Looks like they're trying to buy themselves a little bit of time, but Illinois players still over this one. Ghost continuing to be a player on this ball.
Yeah, I'm really liking what we're seeing from the University of Illinois so far, right? Just their general play style, their passes are really solid. That's what I'm talking about, right? Their passes are really, really solid. It shows good fundamentals in teamwork. They're setting themselves up, and Jelly is going to find goal number 1 in game 2.
Not to be denied twice in a row here. That was I mean, you heard me howl on it, right? That was a very straight shot a second ago. You got the nice 6-shooter, sound effect coming on that one. I like the bounce action here. Ghost has been all over this one. That was Jelly that scored that one, though.
Yeah, really like the fake out. Oh, set it back up for himself. Oh my goodness, this man's on fire. Okay, so this was really, really smart, right? Jelly turned to get the boost, knew that they were just going to straight shot it, let Ghost chip it up, and Jelly just followed it up after getting the boost, finding that second goal. Super duper clean.
Yes. Apt analysis, Navik. I love it. Just these minor things that some people might not otherwise notice. A very, very accurate description. I love it. There's minor plays here in Rocket League that make or break goals up and down. That could very well be the deciding factor in this game. Now Georgetown trying to take this one out, but it seems like every time they have touched this one, get out and about, trying to push the offense, it's gotten blocked off there, and the challenge has been won by a member of the University of Illinois. Now this ball is going back up and down fourth, mostly in the middle. Now we're looking at a little bit of aggression. Doesn't look like anybody's really down bottom. That's Zion who went for this ball and got value from that all day long. Double stacked in the pocket back, and that's going to knock it back towards Illinois. Georgetown finding a chance here, trying to set it up. That's Zion over here in the front. Jelly right there in the middle just puts that big body right between that ball and the goal and finds value in that one all day long. Now the pressure off of the University of Illinois, on for Georgetown.
Good save by Zion. Kuko clearing it up into the air. Tire Scraper, though, was ready for it.
Man, oh man, nice aerial there, and that might make the distance. E-wall right there, but following it up is Tire Scraper, putting this one 3-0, 2:58 in the clock.
Yeah, that was really nice. And again, I just need to highlight, it didn't exactly happen in this play, but moments before, the pass plays we were seeing from the University of Illinois have been so clean that they are showing to be a very strong team. Yeah, no, there is a lot of coordination coming out, and you can see it. You can see from how they're passing, you can see from how they're setting up, that they are making call-outs and then following up with the shots.
It's one, then two, you got to make the call-outs, then follow up on them to have any value, really. This is a team that has really been doing that so far, again, after a 6-0 stat line the previous game, excuse me. A little destruction action coming out here. Coco being the victim of that one. Georgetown U now back to full force as all three members here. Pressure is on them, as it has been majority of this game, honestly, now I got to say. University of Illinois really controlling this ball thoroughly.
Well, last game we only saw Georgetown have, I believe it was 2 shots on goal against the University of Illinois. I think it was like 8 or 9. Yeah, it was a significant number. And overall, Ghost looking for a good attempt. That was a good defense coming out from Zion there.
Spinning right there, left and right. But I got to say, it looks like Georgetown has really coordinated their defense a lot better. Corner shot coming out. I think Kuko did tap that one up and away from this corner, thus saving that one. But minute 45 left on the clock. We're seeing a Georgetown team that has to get it together and get it together right now.
Good save on Zion.
Goal will be the first step towards that endeavor.
The ball is going to be set up, goes a bit too far here. Ghost looking to recenter it for his team, and they find it. Tire Scraper
done
with goal number 4, Tug. And look, this is what I'm saying once again, right? Ghost recenters it, Tire Scraper follows it up, finds the goal, the double commit, and they just can't find the save.
Yeah, and so this is a University of Illinois team on another run here, if you call it such. Destruction action coming up from the very beginning. Zion not leaving this one to chance, trying to even these numbers, but University of Illinois back to full force. Low roller action. Not going to connect on that one as Goes trying to pass back to his teammate. It seems that this University of Illinois team is a little more confident up in the air.
I liked what Kuko was going for there. Big, booming clear. Looking to try and just get it centered and try and get a long shot on goal. Great pass to Tire Scraper back to Ghost.
University of Illinois is not afraid to pass back towards their own goal as long as it means maintaining possession and passing off to a teammate who is open and who is ready. Gotta love to see it.
Yeah, and we see that.
Ball spinning time over on their side is only going to be to their advantage now with 40 seconds left. Another one up, 5-0 stat line.
Yeah, no, they are playing incredibly well. Georgetown definitely not on their hottest game. I'm trying to remember their score lines from... just their score lines overall from games we've seen them play before. And I don't believe they've ever lost this hard.
6-0, 5-0 is what it's looking like so far. Navik just reporting the news, my friend. Would be some pair of devastating losses on that one as this ball continues to go back up. Shots back and forth, and Ghost looking to make this, a second 6-0 raucous.
Yeah, no, it's not looking great. Overall, I stand corrected on my prior statement as Georgetown unfortunately hasn't won a single one of their series in their prior tournament either. So it's definitely...
But of course, this is the first week, new stuff.
Of course. And they did say at the start of this match, or just before this match, that they had been practicing a lot. And I 100% see improvements in their play. We've already seen improvements in game 1 to game 2, right? Yeah,
this is the same stat line, but this is
they've had
a much
more
less dominant
control.
game than it was previously.
Yeah, they've definitely had a bit more ball presence. They've definitely been able to break out a little bit more, but the aggression overall from the University of Illinois is just, they are playing super duper well, that it's hard when you try and make a prediction or make a save and then they double pass back or pass it back to their goalkeeper at the time, who's ever in defending position, to immediately clear it. And we see that a lot in traditional soccer or football, as we call it in England. And you do see them passing it back to their goalkeeper to clear it out, because it forces the opposition to try and get back into the defensive position as quickly as they can. Because if they don't, and somebody manages to get past because they're slightly faster in that case, then it's a lot easier to get a shot on goal. And we're seeing the University of Illinois almost mimicking that behavior.
Yeah, finding value in the pass back, even though that might be, directionally towards their own goal, something that would generally be, widespread rule of thumb not to do. But at these higher levels, definitely something that the University of Illinois has been taking advantage of.
Yeah, as long as the communication's there and you know that your teammate can clear the ball, then there's no fear of passing it back towards your own goal.
Yeah. They have complete confidence and trust in their teammates here. This is a University of Illinois team that has definitely been playing together for at least a solid amount of time. Bops up there. Nice job by Zion. Got the top of his car right against that ball. Not going to surrender that first point in this third game so far. Again, University of Illinois up 2-0 in the series. Pressure now on here to Georgetown yet again. These members just swarming ball, trying to get this out of here. Traffic escapes with this ball. Now back. Ghost continuing to do what they do. Come back towards their own goal and find value with it. Looks like they've gotten possession again, Navik.
Yeah, and this is it. This is where they start to thrive, right? Once they have possession, they manage to go off. Zion's doing a really good attempt at trying to clear this ball, stopping it from getting centered into their goal, right? Because at the moment, if you look, their defense is less center-focused and more just clearing it to the left or the right. They don't care if it goes towards the University of Illinois' goal. They just care that it's not in direct line of their own.
It seems like University of Illinois, so far in this first minute and a half, almost playing like they are already up. It seems like they're content to waste time, put these balls over on the side, and just make sure that nobody touches it. These have been longer shots that have been followed up with really, really long passes that aren't even defended. But pressure is continuing on against Georgetown as Jelly finds value yet again by sitting back in the perfect positioning, up and down, but Zion again on the defense. Man is a blocker born.
And that's
my goodness!
Goal number one.
Yeah, the whip sound on there for a reason. Jelly in the perfect positioning up top and really whipping that one in. Watch this.
Yeah, I want to talk about that. You saw Tie Scraper and Jelly being really patient, right? They had their teammate up ahead, He whiffed the goal. It landed straight into Ty's hands. Ty recentered it, and then Jelly followed it up, whilst Ghost rotated back defensively unless they cleared it. And these are the little bits and little decisions where patience is so important, because if you triple commit or double commit in those situations, you're not finding the goal and you're getting punished for it.
Apt analysis again. That's why I love casting with you, man. Demolition's coming out here for Georgetown. It seems like they've shown a penchant trying to get a couple of these. Oh, the corner shot down bottom. Jelly strikes again.
They're really nice
man.
midfield goal here, straight off of the side. Just goes in. There was a attempt made to try and make that save, and I believe it was from Kuko, but he just went a little bit too high, a little bit too fast.
Yep, and just again, I mean, those minor, those just tiny little mistakes, right? They'll punish you in Rocket League all day long. Halfway through this game here, this is a Georgetown team with their back against the wall. There's their last opportunity, Navik. Pressure onto them again. This 2-0 scoreline is better what they've seen so far and not insurmountable by any means, way, shape, and form.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, 2-0 is a much better scoreline than we've seen. Well, a 3-0, we said it game 1, we said it game 2. Or no, we said it game 1. That a 2-0 scoreline is cushiony. A 3-0 scoreline, you were in a really good spot.
Might be making a will and testament at that point, because 3-0 is brutal, man. 2 minutes, 10 seconds is plenty of time to get it done, but this is a Georgetown team, just reported the news, Navik, who has not scored a goal yet.
No, and you hate to see it happen, right? You really start hoping for just to see one. But you've got to think about the mental state that Georgetown's in at the moment as well. Not having a single goal so far, whilst Illinois have just kind of been outpassing them and outmaneuvering them most of these games. It's difficult to try and stay positive in that sense, right? Because Rocket League, more than any other game, is tilt-based. If you are mentally in a bad spot...
More than any other game. That's a bold statement here by Navik.
Every micro decision that you make in Rocket League, right?
Yo, you ever played Tetris 99?
I have played Tetris 99. I have over 70 wins in Tetris 99. But...
Oh, okay, excuse me. You didn't have to flex me like that.
But no, I do honestly believe that Rocket League is one of the most, if not the most, mental intensive games, because you can have your teammates pick you up in other games, and you can have that in Rocket League as well, but you're much fewer in a team, and bad decisions happen and communication breaks down.
It does. I think I'd agree with your statement there, Navik, and I think really what it is just the most minor of differences that end up mattering just so much, that end up literally deciding not just games but entire series. Entire series.
Yeah.
We saw somebody barely nick a shot in there on the front right part of a single tire. Stuff like that matters all day long. This is a Georgetown team that is not technically over and done for them. They have the opportunity, but with all this ball time spent over here in front of their goal, they really have to mix this one up.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be difficult for Georgetown to find 5 goals in 55 seconds. That's what, 11 seconds a goal. And now it's even less.
6-0. This is a University of Illinois team that is nothing if not consistent.
Yeah, and that's the other thing with Rocket League, right? I'm unsure how long Illinois has been playing together, but if you were to ask me, I'd say it's been more than 1 or 2 months, right? Their communication and their coordination is really, really strong.
I'm with it. 50 seconds to go here as we're looking at Georgetown team again back against the wall. Ball coming up, pop. University of Illinois content to keep this mostly up in front of there, but Georgetown now playing with nothing to lose. They're putting 3 men on ball every time. I'm with it. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, at this point, they're just trying to commit. They're just trying to find that one goal, slightly reduce that goal differential, maybe give themselves or another team a leg up if it ever came down to that.
I'm with it. Again, point differentials mattering here for the seeding effects, so Georgetown still wants to get any of these goals and will find value from it based on that individual seeding. Shots coming up, and now we have 5 seconds to go. This is getting taller and taller.
And this is an attempt from Georgetown. They have 2 seconds left, but all 3 of them are on it. And unfortunately, it does touch the ground. And our first series of the game, of the day, is going to end with University of Illinois taking the win, Tug.
Man, oh man, 18 points scored by the University of Illinois. That's a total of 13 shots by them. 6 of them making it in. So about 50% accuracy on that one. Nicely done. Just reporting the news on their side. Georgetown with no shots. Plenty of saves, though.
Yeah, I mean, when you put in that position where you have no ball control, it's difficult to find those shots. But we will, ladies and gentlemen, be cutting to a quick break before we get ready for our next match, which will be Ole Miss playing against Florida State University. We'll be right back with you momentarily.
Hello and welcome back, esports fans. We are here again, first week of the EGFC Power 5 Invitational. Here we got Ole Miss taking on FSU. That's the Florida State University. The FBI tugboat here joined with Navik. We're getting it going. Best of 5.
Yeah, we are, and I'm looking forward to this as we have a bit of a naming competition with the real Navik, who you know. So we are going to refer to him just as Nav, as Nav immediately finds a goal. Good start.
Maybe he is the real Navik. Who knows?
You know,
he's at least not spelled the same, but he's looking to take goals here. 1-0 now for Ole Miss after a very quick first strike.
Yeah, Ole Miss finding that first goal. We didn't even get to go through the team names overall. So if you want to run through those real quick, Tug, and then send us right in.
Yes, sir. Yeah, quickly before they score again, Ole Miss here. That's TG1, man referred to as Nav from here on out, and Phantasma over there on Florida State University. We got Ghost, we got Icarus, and we got Bruno with a 0. Now it's looking like Ghost with great control here after a Ole Miss player doth miss. Popping up here with Bruno with fantastic. Oh man, he got all over that one, but that was actually Nav who was able to defend that one away. Phantasma all over this one as the pop comes up. Bruno pushing this in midfield. Now taking Oliver again. He's got that different car body and looks like he's making the most of it, Navik.
Yeah, he is really doing well. I'm liking what we're seeing from both teams at the moment as we see an attempt and a score coming out from Bruno. That is going to even the score 1-1.
Man, oh man, this fat body car has been all over this ball so far, Navik, and finding value from it already. Less than a minute into this game, 4:08. This is looking at FSU and Ole Miss 1-1.
Yeah, I think we're seeing the start of a great series. I'm going to be honest with you, Tug.
Yes.
Navik, all right, intercepts Icarus there. Manages to clear it away. Oh, the ball getting resetted a little bit, Tug.
Interesting, Ole Miss didn't have a player back there whatsoever. Long ball shots like that generally are going to be able to be deflected away. But they're going to be glad that that did not result in points totals. Phantasma taking this one out. Nice block there. There's TG1 there with the backup defense. Now sending this one on flying. Big long balls in the aerial action taken back by TG1. That looked like it was going to get bounced down into the corner, but Icarus all over this one flying down. Not going to burn the wings this time. Nav over here is Icarus continuing on with the fat body car and taking, man, just all over this. It looks like he can hit this ball, just so much more easily with that big flat car hitbox.
Well, I don't want to burst your bubble, but I'm 90% sure that has exactly the same hitbox as the Octane.
Not the standard car that everybody's using, right?
Yes, the Octane is the standard car, and Icarus the Icarus's car has the same hitbox if I remember correctly.
But not all of them have the same hitbox.
No, not at all. But after a while, we did see Psionic start releasing cars with the same hitbox as the Octane, so people actually used it.
Got it. Well, if somebody in chat wants to prove Navik wrong and the FBI tugboat right, I would very much appreciate that. But we'll continue on with this game, 1-1. So we're nearing about halfway through this first round. Again, Ole Miss over here in the blue, FSU over there in the orange, not their characteristic Seminole red.
Well, now with a good clear there. Sets it back. Oh my goodness, what a save!
Yeah, the pressure there by FSU barely deflected away. Man, oh man, Phantasma just rocking this like a baby all the way to its cradle from up top and did not leave this ball very much there towards the end. And it looks like he was touching it the whole way. If you looked kind of behind, he was just, mentally, just spiritually guiding it along into the goal.
Oh dear, that is going to be a very, very clean goal coming out from Phantasma. Set up by Nav. TG1 trying to bump Bruno away.
The pressure back on here to FSU. They're down by 1. Again, barely even given the rules Rocket League, ball doesn't stop till it hits the ground. Not really an advantage whatsoever. Over here.
Yeah, a one goal net differential is not too bad as TG1 is going to make it 2.
Man, oh man.
Where?
Again, collegiate level, you don't see these long balls happening that often, man, I gotta say.
Florida State actually did double commit to the ball. He got it past both defenders, and there was no defensive rotations earlier. I'm unsure where the third player was.
It looked like they were just trying to, offense was the name of the game on that play for them. TG1 put it up, trying to strike. Oh, man, That's Bruno there saying no go. Not so fast, my friend. His ball coming back towards the middle again. Pressure on to Ole Miss. Big pop-up fly over here by TG1. This looks like it's going to go back and forth for a bit like volleyball. Going back on over. Nice destruction. Phantasma going to pay the price for touching onto this one. Rebounds and more coming through here as the play tends to be set up. FSU's got the means and looks to it. Phantasma with a nice aerial block on this one. Roller coming in here and everybody going after this one. Goes there and double taps it in. Shortening this lead by 1. 3 for Ole Miss, 2 for FSU.
Yeah, that was a bit of a clown fiesta, but we did see FSU managing to sneak it away there, ghosting into the side and finding the contact to their goal.
Hey, nobody saw him. Nobody saw him. 1 minute and 5 here on the clock. We're looking at a 1-score difference. Goes all over this one, trying to maintain possession, but running out of boost there is Members Blue. That's Ole Miss taking over on that one. Looks like FSU opting to not show a penchant for showing a penchant for knowing that they can just put it back like a little bit and still find value from that. Nice. Okay, so you see that shot there by Icarus Navik. Tried to backwards flip that one on in. Nice little slow ball.
Yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes the bicycle kick really does work out.
Happened on this time, nothing doing is FSG putting it up. There you got aerial members, 2 of them in fact, by Ole Miss all over this one. Not gonna happen so easily as the corner shot comes in, rolling all over this place, and Bruno knocking it in the corner. That was TG1. It looks like he knocked against, right?
Oh, yeah, no, that was that for a second there. Bruno there managing to get it past. It doesn't actually touch TG1. Bruno comes in at it at such an angle that he completely denies his opposition from even an attempt to try and clear that ball.
Perfect angle. Seriously, perfect angle. Keeping it away from opponents on that. That is car control all the way. Yeah, I was going to say, Bruno, it didn't look like he was going to let that one slide so easily. We're looking at a game that could very easily go to overtime. No clear advantage quite yet as ball hits. That's his last travel down bottom. Rolling on in.
Overtime, ladies and
overtime,
gentlemen.
Navik. Yeah, we saw a 6-0, 6-0, 6-0 win streak by the University of Illinois against Georgetown, but now this one is as even as you get.
Yeah, no, this is much more even than I said at the start of this round once we saw that evening goal coming out, I believe, like a minute in. Oh, no, this might not be good as the ball rolls in.
No way.
The sidebar. Can they clear it? A good clear coming out from Bruno there.
Yeah, utilizing that bicycle kick again to get the aerial, whereas he was trying to not let his opponents get the horizontal. Fantastic job by that. Getting that ball up and over goal. No possibilities to score on that one. 35 seconds on overtime. Pressure coming onto Ole Miss.
Very nice
shot. 2G's all over that one. TG's all over that one.
Very good clear coming out from TG, but I want to highlight the passing like opportunities there that we saw from FSU.
Almost looked like a bad breakaway against Ole Miss. Now up top. Members trying to get it going, and Ghost slipped that one in again. I tell you, these shots by this player have just been as mysterious, as supernatural as his name would entail.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, supernatural is probably the right word. Ghost is, I would have probably gone more kind of like sneaky vibes. Yeah, Ghost is supernatural, 100%.
Yeah.
But that is going to be game number 1 going towards Florida State University, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure there's some Florida State fans very, very happy right now. But that was incredibly close. That came down to overtime. I really liked what we're seeing. Icarus getting a lot of the shots,
7 shots,
but
man,
no
7
goals.
Shots. Yeah, you can guarantee what that means, that he at least put up a couple of these other shots that were knocked in by his teammates. So still providing value all the way through. This game coming through there as close as it got. I believe that was a little bit more than a minute or about a minute of overtime. We'll see how game 2 goes here as we get it started, Navik.
Yeah, game number 2, a good kickoff. Oh, Ghost looking to set it up, gets a good pass, and that's going to be goal number 1 going towards FSU.
Did I? No, okay, excuse me. Yeah, that was Ghost putting up there for a teammate. Icarus taking the most out of that one. There was 2 different players. The capabilities on that. We talk all the time about mental fortitude, putting the best foot forward. FSU striking first on this might really have a definitive factor on this.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the other thing, right? That momentum, the tempo is so important because mentally you start playing more aggressively when you're ahead. You keep trying to make these riskier plays because you have less to risk, and that's going to be goal number 2. And this is where the capitalization, like this is where they start to capitalize. This is where the snowballing comes in.
Yep.
Because if Ole Miss can't get themselves out of a slump, and we just see goal after goal from FSU after they dropped that first game, it's a downward spiral that they need to break out of.
I can tell you that Mississippi does not like the snow. The snowball will not do well for them. Nav putting it up there, mostly just utilizing this big pass to get it over and the pressure onto FSU. And returning with one of their own. TG's there, but unfortunately not on the 180 degree side of that to knock that where he wanted to. Bounce coming in there. Phantasma, nice bounce block on that. Now we see a little mid-action, pass to Phantasma. He's trying to get this going, but getting away from him. Possession taken by, that's Icarus there. Bouncing up and down, nowhere with clear possession again as we see this bouncing off towards middle. Phantasma with a nice side swipe on that to get it going, but Icarus putting it up. TG anticipating that one, getting aerial with it, knocking that one away. Every member of Ole Miss all over on that one. Their defense is set up. Bouncing back out. Nav over on the side. TG takes himself a little bit of demolition. Fire and brimstone coming out here as Phantasma trying to get something going, but man, oh man, this FSU team just intent on taking possession. Stealing this ball away left and right. TG continuing on with the big passes up top. Nav there and stopping the ball. That was the possibilities, but Icarus coming through with the fire and the flame to knock this one away and set this one up. Nice long ball, Icarus from farther than half field.
Yeah, that was... was that a pinch? It was a pinch. Okay, that's why the ball gained so much momentum. Yep. Really good coordination. I'm going to presume that was an intentional pinch because that went straight towards the goal.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely give it to him. Again, these collegiate players, definitely worth their salt. EG with a little aerial action. Phantasm right behind him, but possession, there's the pass. Bruno taking it, pushing the one-on-one, but the defender is there all day. Easy knock on that one as Phantasma now pushing this back up again. Navik setting it up there and he's going to pass up top, but Bruno getting this midfield and more.
Good attempt here, Navik looking set up, gets stolen away by Ghost. Set up, Icarus flying not too close to the sun as he's going to find goal number 4. That was a fantastic steal coming out from Ghost and immediately set his teammate up. We saw Phantasma trying to save it, but a little too slow. Ball got slightly too past him. Suddenly, he couldn't angle his car in time, and that's going to find goal number 4, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, well, what that is that was Icarus being ready for the steal should his teammate be able to get it, and that is just a complete trust and confidence in your teammates, and that is what has brought value to this FSU team. Now, while I go on this monologue, though, Ole Miss striking back here. Yeah, showing the same fire and penchant for striking back that they did first game.
And this oh no, that, oh
that's
dear,
brutal.
you
Oh,
hate
that's
to see it
brutal.
happen.
That doesn't happen in Collegiate Rocket League.
I mean, you know what? You say that, but FSU begs to differ as they just made it happen.
I'm with it. I always say it. Whatever the score line is coming into halftime, game's not over. Whatever the score of the first 2.5 minutes, it can be done in the next 2.5 minutes. It is slower usually than the first 2.5 minutes anyway. So now we see pressure coming out on this, coming all over this one and being able to take advantage of pressure coming in. TG snaking that one in there. And again, man, hey, halftime, and they've already scored twice in what, the past 35 seconds?
Yeah, I mean, they can definitely make it happen, right? 3 goals in 2 minutes. Like, literally, you still have half of the game, right? We are 1 second into the second half. Like, they can...
1 second into the second half.
Yeah, and we can 100% see Ole Miss bringing this back with 3 more goals as Navik makes, or looks to try and make it happen, is stolen away by Bruno.
Bruno with a fat body car pops up, and Icarus trying to follow up on that one. Nothing doing, though. Pop now coming back on there, pressure on the FSU. This Paul just pitching a tent in front of FSU's goal here, but not going to be able to take advantage of that one. That was just an Ole Miss team that got the perfect position and wasn't ready for it. Blocking it away. Phantasm more really showing love from the right side. TG one back, but doesn't tap it up top. Unless that one go down bottom, Ghost takes advantage of it.
And now we're back into that situation where it's a 4-goal differential, right? We saw it at 0-4. All that's happened is that both teams managed to score 2 goals. So the net differential hasn't changed in the last, like, 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it, honestly. Yeah. Like, that's all that's happened in the past, too. And it's been about even time scored, too, as well, right?
Yeah.
You're talking about 25, 35 seconds on each goal?
On either side, yeah. So for the last, like...
Apt analysis, man. That's why I love gassing with you, man. Pop coming back through here for FSU. Going up there. Bruno just not really able to get to it. And maybe it's because of that big car, right? I know that's not the case, but still, you can entertain me.
His goal number 7 is going to come out there. Icarus finding it.
He's hitting the ball faster because of his box style.
It was unfortunate, right? Because TG1 was trying to push it forward, and his teammates just, I'm unsure. He committed and then didn't try and go for the follow-up, or I don't know if there was a lack of boost in that situation. But he kind of just gave it to FSU, and they managed to turn it around and turn it into a goal.
Yeah, they'll do that every time. You give them an opportunity like that, my friend. TG1, nice balancing up the top, taken away from him. It's called dribbling. Took me a second on that one. Orange now, good setup here, but Icarus back. He's making the most of this one. Rebounds being the name of the game. Goes back here, playing the defensive role. Getting up top, and there's an FSU team that can waste the next 60 seconds and win this one out. No, excuse me, can strike second. Excuse me, this is the second game with best of 5.
Goal number... We are... Goal! I mean, I know we're past Brazilian territory, but if we take the differential, one more goal from FSU, and we do have that 7-goal lead.
Yeah, practically insurmountable. Actually, I think it would be, if they scored again, then in 40 seconds it would be insurmountable. But we'll see how that goes. Real Navik. Not the real Navik, actually. We have the real Navik here on Mike. That's just Nav. It's my homeboy Nav. 3-8 here. 45 seconds. It's exactly what this Ole Miss team needed. Again, we talk about point differentials and how that is going to affect seeding. So every goal that is scored is going to matter for both of these teams when we finish the 4 non-consecutive weeks of the EGFC Power 5 Invitational.
Yeah, I mean, and it's looking like a completely different game, right? I don't know what FSU has done. I don't know if mentally we saw Ole Miss
playing more aggressively.
Kind of. Well, yeah, but does that come from winning that first game, like winning and getting a bit more confidence? Or have Ole Miss started playing more defensively because they lost the first game, you know? Because this is all mental factors as well, as we see goal number 9 coming out. 15 seconds left onto the clock.
Yep. So again, teams just racking up points for their advantage when it comes to that post-season evaluation. Who makes it in, who does not. 6 up is going to be indicative of our previous game. That was the University of Illinois taking on Georgetown. Some kind of stat lines like that. Now 8 seconds left. Ole Miss looks like they won't be losing this one. FSU taking the second one here. They are not out quite yet. Best of 5, of course, means that they have a complete opportunity for the reverse sweep. Can happen. Has happened before.
It 100% has happened before. It's happened in our own leagues before. So, considering how close that first game was and the fact that it came into overtime and everything, Ole Miss just need to mentally kind of take a breather, reset, and come at this from a different, possibly more aggressive. Their rotations need to be more proactive instead of reactive, right? They don't want to be looking at the ball flying towards their goal and then going, oh, we need to rotate. They always need somebody rotating defensively.
Yeah, I mean, we've said it before, we'll say it again. You can take these numbers here and kind of extrapolate amount ball control time-wise. 4 shots total for the side of Ole Miss, 4 saves total for the side of Ole Miss, 2 assists, stuff like this. What that says, what that tells is a tale of a Florida State University team that just had ball control far more often. We're going to be moving on here to game 3 of this best of 5. Florida State University up 2-0 in the series.
Yeah, and this could be interesting. I would like to see this go to a game 4 or a game 5, right? Mainly because I just want to cast more Rocket League, but like at the same time, I do 100% believe that Ole Miss can take a game off of Florida State.
We already saw them coming in basic with the advantage in game 1. Oh, that is not. I'm not supposed to be auto. I'm supposed to be a spectator. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. I hit the wrong button there.
Oh no.
Yep, I joined as a player for a second, but we're in spectator. These guys don't want to see my nasty Rocket League skills. Popping up, Bruno taking first shot on this one.
I mean, yeah.
Ole Miss, they came through. I mean, I want to extrapolate on that point. They came through. They gave a performance upon a performance in game 1. It was as even as you get. Game 2 is a little bit different, but we also saw a different play style by them.
Yeah, and again, the big question is that a psychological shift from winning and losing the first one, or is it a warm-up situation, right, where it was the first game for Florida State, and now that they're getting, like, you know, they're warmed up a little bit, they've just got the ball rolling?
I mean, Florida State had this happen last time, right? They scored first, and whereas Ole Miss scored first game, completely set the pace, set the tone for the rest of the match there, and we saw what happened last time for Florida State University.
Yeah.
Pressure on the FSU. Again, just like previous teams, they've shown a penchant for being able to pass this ball back to their own players, even if that entails going back towards their goal. It's about ball control, it's about getting it to your teammates. Nice corner shot coming in here from my Ghost, but that's not going to connect. Members of the Ole Miss all over that one. They're not going to miss this ball, you could say.
That was horrible.
Was it?
That was like the worst one.
Should have said they're not going to Mississippi this ball.
Okay, well, wow. Well, anyway, getting back to the cast here, Icarus getting a good attempt. Phantasma trying to clear it out. Ghost right on top of it, centered it right up, and it is going to find it.
What?
The real Navik trying to save it, but I believe he just hit it straight into the goal.
Yes, I do believe that's the case. That was TG1 who's set up to hit that all day long, and unfortunately Nav coming through. Maybe just trying to put some stats on the board. Not 100% sure. That is unfortunately going to lead to FSU's second score, and we saw what happened last time when this happened, Navik.
Yeah, the momentum.
That's odd verbiage, I'm sorry.
Huh?
The 3 minutes 30.
Yeah. The momentum shift, though, is really what Florida seems to thrive on, right? They get the tempo, they score time and time again, and it's really paying out for them. I really, really liked what we saw from Ole Miss Game 1, and I'm not quite sure where it's gone.
Very good point. Ghost there. Man, and we've now that's FSU with a couple of very clean shots on this one. This is an Ole Miss team that needs to take control, needs to take more time on this ball, and letting Icarus hit these long balls from midfield is not the way to do it, my friends. That was an attempted pass there onto Nav, and once it was abandoned, he had to get back towards goal, but without boost, only so much you can do, my friend.
Yeah, it's really, really looking good for FSU. They're 2 games up.
Yep.
This is Ole Miss's chance to try and not make this a 3-0. And when you are currently 3-0 on the scoreboard, it's difficult to bring it back. You've got 2 minutes. We're just coming in to the second half.
Not even halftime quite yet.
Yeah.
Not even halftime quite yet.
So we need to see them shift and become more sporadic and aggressive, I think. And then we need to see the long, just clear, aggressive passes. And just aim for it. But at the oh, what a fantastic bump coming out from Navik.
Yeah, man, oh man. And what we've seen in the past, 20 seconds or so, this is Icarus just throwing that entire body, that big old hitbox that is much larger than any other hitbox in the game, at these balls consistently. And again, just really, if he's shooting balls, if he's knocking this away, if he's blocking them away, and the challenges that are won against his opponents, one way or another, he's finding advantage by using these. Bounce coming in here, but FSU not willing to give up this pressure. Back towards midfield as the pop comes up a little bit lower, and that might be money. Not gonna happen though, nothing quite far. Ole Miss not gonna get one up, so man, gonna get it done himself over in the corner. TG1 trying to look involved, but just gonna result in more pressure, more ball control back over against Ole Miss.
We have got 1:30 left onto the clock. FSU, man. Oh my god, TG1.
TG the god. My oh my.
What a fantastic
nailing that one.
Save.
That was pinpoint reactions. Love to see it. Now coming up. Oh, man. Embarrassed. That's a FSU player that just barely missed that one.
Yeah, and we do seem to be having some slight internet issues, which is unfortunate, but hopefully those should be settled out.
Yeah, I did see a latency. Do we need to pause?
No, we are fine now. It was just a bit of a hiccup. I believe they are doing internet maintenance in my area, which unfortunately is out of my hands.
Fun.
So now
I'm actually running the
okay.
midfield. No, we're good. Midfield coming through here. Pressure now on to FSU. I'm not sure why I just changed camera perspective. What's going on here? Go ahead and take it.
And there we're going to see goal number 3, or goal number 4, goal number 3 net total coming out from Ghost or Icarus to Ghost. And 51 seconds left on the clock. That is not a lot of time to try and score 3 goals, Tug. Now, oh, okay, we are seeing Tug getting a bit quiet as he's also having some internet issues. Wow, everybody all over as we see Navik here running down at TJ1 now having ball control, trying to get it past SFU Phantasma to now.